Hello, and welcome to Carlos and Lisa. I'm Lisa Remillard.
And I'm Carlos Amezcua. Was it Christmas yet?
Not yet, Carlos. Not yet, but it is the holiday season.
The holiday season, yes.
It's there's a lot of gift giving that happens.
Yeah, a lot of gift giving. There's too much gift giving.
There's a lot of gift giving.
There's too much.
I get so much anxiety about all the gifts. You know, there's like so many things and so many people. Because I'm like,
I got a gift from you. I was so excited.
I know.
Yeah. Did you make that brittle?
It's called the Christmas crack. It's not brittle. It's called the Christmas crack, and it can be used as currency in some countries. I just want you to know it's that delicious.
My mission is to not consume it in 2 seconds.
Right, it's so good.
I have to pace myself. But thank you. That was very generous and very kind of you.
Well, see, here's the thing.
I've not yet selected your gift.
You will not get me a gift because you never get me a gift. No, that's not true. You usually do.
Yeah,
something little.
Something, yeah.
Something little.
Yeah, yeah.
Or alcohol, which I also always appreciate, you know.
One or the other.
Yes. Okay, but see, the thing is that there's so many people, and I do this all the time. So I make the crack because I think it's a nice gesture for people.
That's fantastic.
But I give it to everybody that's, you know, in my world, in my
circle,
my little community.
Yeah.
I call it the Lisa Village.
Yeah.
Like all the people, like my car mechanic and my hairdresser, and like
all kind of dysfunction in there.
there's a lot of dysfunction, but they all get crack from me.
Yay!
But it led me to start thinking like about tipping and holiday tipping, and like that's a
Like
thing.
when you go out.
No, like to the people in your life, to the people in your sphere. Like
I got a tip for you. Get a new job.
My dad always used to say, "I got a tip. Don't stand up in a canoe."
Stand up in a canoe. Yeah. Yeah, that's that kind of tip.
Right. No.
Now,
But
wait
like,
a minute. So you were thinking about tipping? I mean, outside of a restaurant? Is that what you're talking about?
That's the thing. You don't know about this, Carlos.
I've never heard of this.
Carlos.
This is the first I've ever heard of this.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
Instead, a gift and or a tip for all of the people in your life that work, like your the postman,
No.
the postal carrier.
I didn't.
You didn't
I've
know
done
this?
that, but I didn't know they called it a tip.
Well,
it was
like
a Christmas gift.
Christmas gift, also a tip. Like it could be money. It could be like cash.
I've done gift cards for our mail carrier.
It's the same thing.
And I've stopped our trash guys, and I gave them something.
Which, by the way, that's illegal with the mail carrier. And I'll explain why in a second.
Brother. Figures. I just found out what tip giving in Christmas, and it's freaking illegal.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Okay. But like,
my Italian friends told me to do that.
Of course they did, because that's how we always just give you a little money in the envelope. That's just like right under the table. You kind of pull it out of the jacket. That's
I
how
learned that from that movie, that Irish.
Yeah, The Irishman.
Oh my gosh, it's the longest movie. I'm still watching it. I know it's almost Christmas, and I'm still watching it.
You still watch it. It's like 8 hours
18
long.
weeks later.
Okay, so no, we're back on track.
Okay.
Holiday tipping.
No, I've never heard it called that. Period.
Okay, well, here it is. Emily Post, Emily Post, the Manners.
She's still around?
Well, there's a whole conglomerate around Emily Post now. So there's a whole holiday tipping gift guide per Emily Post. So, and it's gonna blow your mind.
Okay, so you must have some graphic or
I
something.
do. So let's talk about who do you tip? So your babysitter. Apparently you're supposed to tip a babysitter a regular night's earnings. So whatever you would pay that babysitter, you tip him or her that amount.
Okay, I have something to say after all this.
Okay, your daycare provider, $20 to $70 per daycare provider. So like you take your kids to daycare, like whoever's working with your child, $20 to $70.
Should be working on my
kids. Correct. Plus a small gift from the child.
Okay.
And then for your teacher, the kids' teachers or coaches, gift cards with a handwritten thank you note. They said cash for a teacher or coach is inappropriate.
Since I didn't realize this, is there an expectation by these people that you're going to give them something?
See, I always err on the side of giving them something. I don't know if it's expected or not. I just err on the side of it just because.
Like when you go to the airport and you check in at curbside, those dudes expect a tip.
Oh yeah, no, they like build it in.
And if you don't give them, they go,
excuse me. I know.
They literally make a point that you didn't give them any money.
Well, that's the whole point of it. They should just put a fee there. Just to say, this is a fee for your outside.
So what I don't like is that there's an expectation that you're going to give somebody a gift just because they're providing a service for you and they're a regular part of your life. I don't like that.
I understand you don't
like
like that.
Very firm about that.
Okay, but.
So you're saying there's kind of a responsibility on our side to do that?
Yeah. Well, and I always, like I said, I err on the side of it just because I like people. Because I ask a lot of the people who are in my community, my little Lisa Village. Like, You know, I asked my hairdresser, like, can you see me on a
I was
Sunday?
looking for money in my tin can that you gave me with the brittle.
You don't get
There's
money.
no tip
You just
there.
get crack.
There's no tip.
No, there's no tip.
Wait, but what's this little circle then? Who is in the circle that gets money? I want to be in that circle.
You don't get money. Okay, but wait, there's more people.
You just defeated the whole argument
There's
that you just
more
made.
people. You're not in the circle.
Okay.
You're not in the circle.
Clearly, I'm
You're
not in the
providing
circle.
a service
I gotta
to me.
somehow figure out that circle.
Okay,
So you have another graphic?
There's many graphics.
Oh, okay.
So your hairdresser and your barber. This one I have a problem with.
You're already tipping them.
Yes, but this a holiday tip equal to an average visit. Do you have any idea how much money I spend at the hairdresser?
No idea, but it would scare me.
It's between $200 and $500 a time. And that's crazy.
Are you kidding me? Well, no wonder you look so fabulous.
Do you think this weave does itself? No, I have someone put it in my head, and it's expensive.
Yeah.
I love my
I go to
hairdresser.
Quick Cuts, $11 every time.
Damn you. Anyway, that's expensive, and
That's a lot of money.
For my hairdresser, I give her a gift. I end up doing that. Okay, so then
Hairspray.
Big can of hairspray. Here's where you're illegal, Carlos. Your postal carrier. By U.S. law, that prohibits postal carriers from accepting gifts of cash, gift cards, or currency.
I did not know that.
Fun fact.
Oh, I did not know that.
So instead, you can give them little treats, beverages, whatever, small gifts under $20.
A dog that doesn't bite?
A dog that doesn't bite also works for your postal carrier. Okay.
I didn't know that. Honestly, I did not know that.
Okay, so now there's a lot of folks that have a housekeeper that comes to the house or somebody that takes care of their pool, and you're supposed to tip them 1 week of service. That's a lot, I think.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Right?
If you're fortunate enough to have a housekeeper and a pool caretaker,
then maybe
it's
it makes
probably
sense.
not a big deal for you.
If you have a regular handyman that comes to the house, between $15 and $40. If you have your gardener or your landscaper, between $20 to $50 per worker who shows up at your house as a tip.
Wow. Well, I've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You know, the gardeners come around and you give them $20. They like it. It's
Yeah.
fun.
And then I think there's one more, I think. Oh, so now there's a lot of folks here who have live-in housekeepers or live-in childcare. You're supposed to tip them between 1 week and 1 month of pay, plus a gift.
Very generous.
Right? Plus
Emily Post is out of her mind.
That's what I said.
Like, come on.
Plus a gift from the child.
Well, I get that because you're trying to teach your child to give and to be giving during the holiday season. We're giving all the time.
Right.
And nurses or home health care, I get that.
A thoughtful gift for
yeah.
somebody who's kind of taking care of somebody in your house.
A month's worth?
That's what, when I saw it, I was like, what?
I mean, hairstylist, $500 tip is
That's
way
a
over
lot.
the top.
I think so
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So I'm interested in the idea of expectation of it, though. You know,
Yeah.
it's holidays. Like you give gifts to people during the
You
holidays.
go broke.
No, I know. No wonder I'm broke. I mean, that's why I don't.
So what I do is
what do you do?
when I go out to eat during the holiday season, I give a little bigger tip. Just especially
like at a restaurant.
Like at a restaurant if they're
But what about
nice.
the people in your house? The person who
There's
does your
nothing
hair.
there.
You guys
I'm
don't.
a blank slate. As you know, I hardly give gifts anyway, period. I just think it's overdone, and it's like cards every 3 weeks. Hallmark's made up another holiday that I have to give a card to somebody about something, and I can't remember my own grandkids' names because of this thing. It's a little bit over the top. So you're asking me to tip on Christmas to my inner circle? Well, I don't have a big inner circle. So
Yeah,
there's just a couple of us.
I mean, it's a nice gesture, Carlos.
I have to save up all year just for my family.
Well, you have an enormous family. That's the other thing.
Many grandchildren.
I know you have like
5
112 grandchildren.
So I can't be that generous to people.
Right.
When I don't got it.
Well, I should mention the one other thing Emily Post did say in this when she was putting out this post, this tipping guide. She just said, if you're not supposed to go beyond your means.
Yeah.
So don't go so crazy that you're going beyond your means and putting yourself in debt because of
you don't
it.
want to do that.
Which people have done, and they do because they want to be generous.
But it would be nice if Andrew Yang wins for president. I'll have an extra $1,000 a month. Then I'll be very generous because it's the government's money.
Tips for
that's
everybody.
my tax money that's going back to me, so I can tip more.
There you go. That's a good point.
Good
All
reason
right.
to vote for Andrew Yang.
All right. We have
Is he even still in the race? I don't even know.
Yeah, it's unclear at this point. All right. We have a big show for you. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
All right. Here's your tip. Keep watching.